little more. And have you ever been exploring and then you come across something kind of neat and you realize maybe it's not yours and it's pretty old and you try to connect it back? Or am I giving way too much away of the story that we've got coming up? I probably had you to at I found something neat, but it's probably nothing that's been almost 40 years old. And so I'm going to turn it to our guest who's joining us on Good Things today, Miss Penny, because she has a really cool story about how a wallet was found on the Naval Air Station there in Meridian, and it has quite the story. So welcome, Penny.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
I have been enjoying this story ever since it sort of came across, and I just wanted to learn more because it's not every day that you hear about something so unique and well preserved, found and then reconnected with its family. So we are talking about a wallet, but I'll let you take it from there. So how did all of this go down and happen there in Meridian?
So it's been about 2 weeks now. It was a Friday, and one of our plumbers was working on they were laying new lines to a new fire extinguisher along the roadside and on the base. And they were digging and to dig up the old line to replace it and everything. And about 4 feet down, and actually about 4 feet off the side of the road on base, he just said, "Wait, guys, stop!" He looked down and he's like, "Wow, there's a wallet," and it was, just laying in the dirt. It was, very good condition. And so they all stopped and they went over and they got it out, and it was dirty, of course, but it was well preserved and had several things inside of the wallet that was still well preserved, and they just they took it back to Public Works, and then they called me and they said, "This is a cool story. There's things in here you can still see." The picture that was in there was, pretty good. You could still see it, and there was a cross, a sterling silver cross in the wallet. So we just thought, wow, this is so cool, and the things dated back to 1981 that were in the wallet. So that's been almost 40 years, and it's been right there in the ground on board NAS Meridian.
Ever since. And if you tune into supertalk.fm/watch, you will actually see a photo of what was in the wallet, or which has been online. You can see there all the things that Penny is describing. So the gentleman who found it, though, I mean, you have two options. You either keep it, or you try to make contact with the owner, and you all decided to at least try to search out and find who that would be, because for it to be on the Naval Air Station's property, I mean, it had to be a serviceman or some connection to the military, correct?
Right, that's what we thought for sure. Because where the wallet was found, that sailors and Marines walk there constantly from the schoolhouse where they are to the medical, to the gym, to the golf course. So that is a very common route for sailors to walk, and it had to. We just knew it just had to have been. Nothing in the wallet said he was in the Navy, but we just knew he had to have been.
So what
and
happened?
It turns out he was.
I was going to say, what happens next, Penny? How do you even try to track down someone who, was there a driver's license? Was there a checkbook? I mean, was there some way to just said, hey, this is so-and-so's, personal belongings?
Right, so it was. It was a very well-preserved, it was a miniature diploma from, and I have it right here, from Palm Beach Gardens High School in Florida. And it had the name Lance Allen Goby, G-O-B-Y. And it dated back to 1981. It had it on there very clearly, so we could see his name, his high school name, where he graduated. It was just very, very well preserved. And it had a couple of other things. We could barely see his name on it, but we knew that one name. And so I just wrote a short story, and I put it on NAS Meridian's Facebook, and it was unbelievable how many, and that was a Friday afternoon, and I was exhausted, and I said, I'm just going to put this on there and see what happens. Maybe Monday morning when I come in, I'll have some comments, or maybe the gentleman's still alive, and he would, give us a call, and we want to return the wallet. But on Monday, when I got back to work, it was unbelievable, the amount of comments, the amount of emails I got, and phone calls. So it was so nice that people, I had a lot of amateur investigators, that just got on the internet and just started searching.
So you did end up connecting with the family. What was that phone
Yes,
call like? I mean, you
it
dial
was
up and say,
so
"Hey,
nice.
I have a 40-year-old wallet. I think it's yours." How do you approach that
Yep.
conversation?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Goby had passed away. He passed away in 1995. So he was very young when he passed away, in his 30s, and he had several children, and one of his sons, Ian from Montana, is the one that finally got in touch with me. And then I had a brother. His brother called me from Florida, and they're like, "That's him. That's him. He's in the picture. The picture is a gentleman with very long hair standing beside a small red car, and that was him before he, of course, got in the Navy." And he was in the Navy from 1977 to 1981. So he would have been probably getting out of the Navy when he was on board NAS Meridian, or the last place that he served was Meridian. So they weren't real sure, but they knew he was in the Navy from 77 to 81. So, but I did get in touch with the son. I talked to him on the phone. He was like, "This is so cool," because he was very young when his dad passed away. So he was like, anything that he could, find that was his father's, he would treasure it. So I wrapped it up very securely and safely, and I sent them copies of our base newspaper that the story ran in. And I packaged it up and sent it on to Montana, and they got it, and they called and said thank you so very much, and they were very, very happy.
And this is all thanks to, one of the gentlemen that works there that just happened to
Right.
notice out of the corner of his eye, "Hey, this looks odd and out of sorts." When we're looking at the picture, Penny, there's all these things obviously laying out. What was about the size of the wallet? Because I'm sure it's an up close picture, but was it a big wallet or like one of those
No,
small
it was.
fold over?
No, it's a three-sided wallet, and it folded over, and it was a small wallet, brown leather, so it kind of looked like the dirt, So they had to. It was the color of dirt, and everything was inside, and so they could have easily just dug up the hole and put the new pipe in and not even seen it. So it was a funny day, a really, good day for our plumber there. His name was Chris Robinson, and he just couldn't make it today to talk to you, but they took it back to Public Works and cleaned it up, and all the guys there were so impressed, and they were like, "We got to find this guy," and that sort of thing, and so I got involved and tried to help them out.
Well, and I think it's just a cool story. It brings up this idea of, not everything that's lost is gone forever. It could definitely resurface. It feels like it probably resurfaced at a good time. That family needed something bright to reconnect them with their lost loved one. And kudos to Chris as well as you for making sure it did find its way home, or at least try. And two, to everybody online who felt the need to help this connection. I love everything about this story. So I appreciate your time here on Good Things, Penny, for sharing it with us.
You're very welcome, and I just want to say thank you to all those people online. They made the sweetest, nicest comments and wanted to help so much, and it was very, very helpful. And we had found them within a week, found the family. So it was very, very helpful for everybody that, looks at NAS Meridian's Facebook page.
Well, there would be a good place to go, too. I bet you can find, can you still find a photo of it there if people wanted to go and check it out?
Uh-huh.
All righty, and we'll be sure to share it in the Good Things Facebook group, too, so you can see the contents of the wallet. But what a cool story, Penny, and a bright day there in Meridian.
Thank you for having me. It was so great to talk to you.
All righty. Pretty cool. How cool is